The ancient Greek world shimmered with imagination as families gathered beneath olive trees, beside crackling hearths, or within bustling marketplaces to whisper and wonder about the powerful gods who ruled the sky, sea, and earth. Long before children knew the names of distant cities or famous heroes, they knew the voices of storytellers describing thunderbolts splitting the clouds, waves rising like mountains, and divine figures striding across landscapes with footsteps that echoed through villages like rolling drums. Wide-eyed children leaned close, feeling as though the boundary between mortal and divine had grown thin enough to touch. Every tale began with Mount Olympus, the breathtaking home of the gods, rising high above the valleys and forests where mortals lived. Its snowy peaks gleamed in sunlight, and its swirling storms glowed like magical curtains. Storytellers described how the gods feasted on nectar and ambrosia, their laughter rumbling like distant thunder, while shimmering clouds wrapped the mountain in mystery. Children pictured the glittering palace where the gods debated, joked, and made decisions that shaped the fate of humans and the natural world. Zeus, the mighty king of the gods, dominated these tales with his thunderbolt in hand. His voice was said to shake mountains, yet he could be gentle with mortals who showed courage or kindness. Storytellers described how he protected travelers, punished wrongdoers, and kept balance across the world. Children imagined him soaring through dark storm clouds aboard rushing winds, his eyes gleaming like lightning as he watched over fields, forests, and shining seas. Hera, queen of the heavens, followed in stories filled with dignity and strength. She ruled over marriage, family, and community, guiding humans with wisdom and patience. Her regal presence impressed even the youngest listeners, who pictured her wearing crowns woven from stars and carrying herself with calm confidence. Her stories reminded families of loyalty, love, and the importance of honoring promises. Poseidon roared into tales like a crashing wave, bringing the scent of salt and thunder. As ruler of the seas, he stirred storms with his trident, guided dolphins through sapphire waters, and guarded the secrets of oceans glowing beneath moonlight. Sailors and fishermen prayed to him before setting out, imagining him peering through swirling depths with watchful eyes. Children loved stories of his wild temper, laughing as storytellers imitated his booming voice or described sea monsters leaping from foaming waves. Athena's wisdom captivated listeners of all ages. She was the goddess of strategy and clever invention, often appearing in stories to guide brave heroes or advise troubled towns. Her shining armor and calm gaze made children imagine her standing tall in city squares, protecting scholars, artisans, and families. Tales of her quick thinking inspired children to value intelligence and patience as much as strength. Then came Apollo and Artemis, winged gods who brought beauty and mystery to the world. Apollo's radiant chariot carried the sun across the sky each day, filling valleys and rooftops with warm light. Children imagined him playing his golden lyre, filling the air with music so powerful it could heal wounds or calm raging hearts. Artemis glided silently through moonlit forests, accompanied by deer and silver-furred wolves, guarding both hunters and animals alike. Her stories carried the scent of pine, the hush of deep woods, and the shimmering glow of nighttime magic. Demeter and Dionysus filled stories with warmth, celebration, and the cycles of nature. Demeter's gentle power made crops rise, flourish, and feed entire villages. Children imagined her stepping through fields barefoot, leaving trails of blooming flowers. Meanwhile, Dionysus brought festivals to life, dancing, music, and joyful celebrations where communities laughed, sang, and let go of worries beneath bright garlands of leaves and grapes. These stories also introduced children to cunning tricksters like Hermes, who zipped across the world with winged sandals, delivering messages, guiding travelers, and playing harmless pranks. His tales made children giggle as they imagined him slipping through crowded markets or sneaking past sleepy guards, always 2 steps ahead of anyone trying to catch him. Heroes played a special role in these divine tales. Mortals like Perseus, Atalanta, Heracles, and Theseus encountered gods who offered advice, warnings, or magical gifts. Children leaned forward eagerly as storytellers described heroic journeys across seas filled with whirlpools, forests guarded by mythical beasts, or mountains where ancient secrets hid behind rocky cliffs. These stories taught bravery, determination, and clever thinking. Beyond the spoken tales, Greek temples brought these myths to life. Grand marble columns towered toward the sky, painted pottery depicted shimmering gods in vibrant colors, and festivals filled the air with flutes, drums, and joyful chants. Families traveled long distances to offer flowers, bread, honey, or small clay figurines, believing these gifts connected them to the powerful beings who shaped their world. Children found magic in every corner of these stories. They played pretend games, acting out battles between gods and giants, mimicking Zeus' thunderbolt toss or Athena's strategic plans. They gazed at stormy skies, imagining Zeus arguing with Poseidon, or traced moonlit shadows across their village, pretending Artemis was nearby guiding wild creatures home. As night fell, Greek families gathered around flickering lamps or glowing campfires, ready to hear their favorite myths again. The soft crackling of burning wood blended with the storyteller's voice, transforming ordinary evenings into journeys across oceans, mountains, and shimmering divine realms. Children drifted to sleep imagining gods soaring above them or whispering ancient wisdom in the breeze passing through their homes. Through these stories, the ancient Greeks learned to understand the world. Thunderstorms, oceans, harvests, stars, and seasons all came alive with meaning and personality. The tales encouraged kindness, bravery, curiosity, and respect, shaping young minds and guiding communities long before books or schools were common. And across generations, the stories of Greek gods continued to spark wonder, laughter, and inspiration, ensuring that the spirit of mythology lived on in every heart willing to listen. As the fire crackled softly and the night wrapped the villages in a blanket of cool air, stories of the gods drifted even deeper into the imaginations of children who lay curled beside their families. Eyes glimmered like tiny stars as storytellers continued weaving magical threads, connecting the mortal world to the lofty peaks of Mount Olympus, where the gods watched, argued, laughed, and guided the fates of humans below. Every whispered tale felt like a secret door opening to realms where anything was possible, and every moment sparkled with divine wonder. Hermes, the swift messenger of the gods, burst into countless stories with his winged sandals flashing like streaks of light. Children adored his playful spirit, imagining him dashing through markets, delivering important letters, or stirring up harmless trouble before zooming off with a mischievous grin. His clever tricks and quick thinking helped heroes escape danger, solve riddles, and uncover hidden truths, teaching listeners that sharp minds and swift feet could make even the bravest adventures possible. Aphrodite's tales shimmered with beauty and emotion as she spread love and harmony, or sometimes jealousy and rivalry, through the world. Her radiant presence could calm raging storms or spark new friendships with a single touch. Children imagined her strolling along beaches or sitting atop seashells carried by shimmering waves, her stories reminding everyone that kindness and compassion could shape lives as powerfully as brute strength or clever plans. Hephaestus, the god of fire and craftsmanship, introduced a world of creativity and invention. Tales of his blazing forge inspired young listeners to imagine sparks dancing like stars as he hammered glowing metal into godly weapons, intricate jewelry, and magical tools. His story taught that even those who felt different or overlooked could become essential to the world, shaping the future with skill, patience, and unstoppable imagination. Ares stormed into stories with thunderous footsteps, representing the fierce and chaotic side of war. Children listened closely as storytellers described his roaring battles, clashing armor, and fiery temper. Yet even in these intense stories, lessons of bravery, strategy, and the importance of peace shone through. Heroes who faced Ares learned that true courage lay not in fighting endlessly, but in understanding when to stand strong and when to seek harmony. Hestia brought warmth and comfort into the tapestry of myths. As the goddess of the hearth, her tales celebrated family, hospitality, and the glow of shared meals. Children imagined her gently tending sacred fires that never went out, blessing homes with peace and unity. Her stories reminded listeners that while gods wielded great power, the heart of life rested in simple acts of love that bound communities together. Persephone's tale captured the rhythm of the seasons with drama and tenderness. Children were captivated by the moment she was taken to the underworld and equally thrilled when she returned to the surface each spring. Her story painted vivid scenes of blooming flowers, golden sunbeams, and cold winter winds, teaching that change was natural, cycles were essential, and even the darkest times could blossom into warmth and renewal. The underworld itself held a special place in Greek imagination. Hades, the quiet and stern ruler, was often portrayed not as a villain, but as a guardian of balance. Storytellers described vast golden fields, silent rivers, mysterious shadows, and spirits drifting peacefully under his watchful gaze. Children leaned in close, fascinated by the idea of another world beneath their feet, filled with both mystery and order, reminding them of the great unseen forces guiding life and death. Monsters and magical creatures added excitement to every tale. The Minotaur thundered through labyrinths, the Hydra's snapping heads filled heroes with fear and determination, and the Pegasus soared across the sky in gleaming arcs of silver feathers. Children imagined themselves racing alongside heroes, wielding shining swords, dodging powerful tails, and solving ancient puzzles. These stories filled them with courage, hope, and the thrilling belief that even the impossible could be conquered with bravery and cleverness. Festivals honoring the gods brought myths into full color as music, dance, and laughter spilled through the streets. Families wore wreaths of flowers, children painted small figurines of gods, and storytellers performed dramatic reenactments that made myths come alive. Priests chanted ancient hymns, musicians played flutes and lyres, and dancers twirled like swirling leaves, turning each celebration into a living story shared by all. Shrines nestled in forests, cliffs, and mountaintops offered magical places for the imagination to wander. Travelers left small offering shells, coins, carved wooden animals, believing the gods watched over every journey. Children often paused at these shrines, closing their eyes tightly as they whispered tiny wishes, hoping gods like Artemis or Athena heard their hopeful voices floating up into the breeze. Even heroes who became legends carried the touch of the gods in their stories. Hercules' incredible strength, Theseus' clever victories, and Perseus' daring bravery were all woven with divine help, teaching children that greatness often sprang from teamwork, courage, and the guidance of forces beyond what the eyes could see. Each tale echoed the idea that anyone young or old could rise to face challenges, whether big monsters or everyday worries. As dawn approached and the stars faded, the stories settled gently into the hearts of those who listened. Children drifted to sleep dreaming of winged horses, glowing temples, and gods laughing among the clouds. These myths didn't just entertain, they guided, comforted, and taught, forming a bridge between the mysterious world of the divine and the daily lives of the people who honored them. Generation after generation, these stories continued to grow, adapt, and shine. They traveled across seas, decorated pottery, filled scrolls, and echoed through theaters and festivals. And even today, the gods of ancient Greece still walk alongside us in books, movies, games, and stories whispered at bedtime, reminding children everywhere that imagination is powerful, adventure is endless, and the world is always more magical than it seems.